Hey, welcome to Eat Plus Lifestyle. Today I'm really excited to be starting this new phase on my page. It's called Challenge Chris. Now, part of this is, over the past 10 days, I've asked you guys to send in your requests on things that you're genuinely struggling on a daily basis. It could be something as simple as how to make a specific sauce. It could be something like how do you sort your meals out. It could be just a general question about food. So the first one I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how my take on a steak and all the trimmings, which includes, of course, a sauce. Thanks Becky Pullen for sending it in, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Okay, so here's the main event, alright, the steak. The good thing about preparing meals or planning meals far in advance is that you know that you can sort of do everything to get as much flavour as you can inside this, alright? I've had this marinating for 24 hours. I've been marinating in garlic. I've put some mixed herbs in here, very similar spices that I've done with the sweet potatoes, but I know this is going to be mwah, because it's been marinated now for 24 hours. If you're one of these people that rush out and you buy your steaks, okay, it's really, I can't stress how important it is, okay, to make sure that you at least let your steak breathe, okay? If you like a plain steak, there's nothing wrong with that at all, but please, before you cook it, you have to let it breathe, okay? It kind of releases all the gases that's been stuck in that packaging. You know, it just makes the steak a lot better and easier to cook. Okay, so the first thing what I've done is I've got 2 whole sweet potatoes, okay? And what I've done is I've cut them, whole potatoes, and I've cut them all into similar sized chips, all right? It's important that you cut them all the same size so you don't end up getting sort of burnt ones and then soggy ones. To that I've added some mixed herbs, some chilies, some garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil. Give them a toss around. I've put some greaseproof paper on a tray, as you can see there, and I've spread them out relatively evenly. Don't have them piled on top of each other because you're going to end up getting loads of soggy ones at the bottom. So you whack them straight in the oven. Next thing you need to do is you get like a red onion. I prefer red onion anyway. You can use a white onion if you want, but get your red onion, peel it, keep it whole, and just slice it into chunks straight down into sections, and you'll end up with onion rings. Can't have a steak dinner without tomatoes, so self-explanatory really, cut it in half. Okay, so this steak wouldn't be complete obviously without a peppercorn sauce or a Diane sauce. At the end of the day, you can't have a steak without a sauce, surely. So I'm going to show you how to make a very quick, very clean sauce to go with your steak. Just on the topic of sauces, there's been a lot of confusion recently in separate groups about what gravies you can have, what gravies you can't have. Right, I'm going to abolish all that now. I'm going to show you how to make a perfect gravy. Okay, so I've got my pan on the heat. Okay, it's really important that you don't get the pan too hot, and you want to add, I'd probably say, a tablespoon of butter. Probably around about, I would say, 20 grams. And you want to melt that down. Once you've done that, what you want to do then, I've got some smallly diced onion, okay, and in this case I'm going to also add in some mushrooms. You want to give that a stir. You want to cook these for around about 3 minutes, just until the onion goes translucent even. Okay, so this is what you're looking for, no more than that. Okay, at this stage you want to add in half the amount of flour. In this case, obviously gluten-free flour, should I say. And then you just want to cook that down. Right, this is for anyone that wants to know, this is called a roux. And it's important that you do cook it out for a couple of minutes, because you want that the flour to cook out. Okay, so at this stage I'm going to add, for this sauce, a little bit of French mustard. A bit of brandy, just a capful of brandy. It already smells so good. And then now what you want to do is you want to add in your beef stock. You want to add it slowly and incorporate it little by little. It's lovely. Now, if you were going to make, say, a gravy for, if you're going to make a gravy made for like a beef dinner or a chicken dinner, obviously the flavour of stock you would use would depend on what meat you're using. Okay, but to make a really good gravy, what you would do is get some root vegetables. So you get some carrot, some parsnips, some onion, and you want to cook that down with a bit of butter, and you want to almost cook it and get as much colour in that veg as you possibly can before you add your beef stock. And I'm telling you, you do that and it's so good, so good. Well, that's pretty much nearly done. Okay, what I've done to this now is I've just added a little bit of almond milk just to give it that sort of Diane colour. Now look at that. Look how thick that's nice. Lovely, right? Now you know that I love my George Foreman. Lay your onions out, no grease, no anything, just on the George Foreman, and shut the lid. Yummy. You're using kind of frozen peas, alright? Do me a favour, don't boil them, because you're just going to kill them. You know, peas are very tiny. So just get a jug of boiling water, take out how much you're going to use, measure about 5 to 6 minutes before you serve your meal, and just leave them in there, okay, for just a couple of minutes. Don't kill them, you want them to be bright green. Enjoy!